Oh, hi. I didn't notice you there. Sorry, everybody. Hey, so I'm Jamie Van Doren. I am the founder and CEO of Neverending, and you are watching D8 for inspiration. I'm joined by some lovely guests, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves in just a moment. But for now, I want to talk just briefly about Neverending and about what you can expect in today's show. Gosh, okay, guys. So this is my second stream only. Yes, second stream only, and I am like crazy nervous. So I'm probably gonna stumble over my words, and I'm probably gonna talk really fast. But bear with me. Send us lots of love and encouragement in the chats, and we are gonna have an awesome time. Why are we gonna have an awesome time? We are gonna talk about magic weapons, and we're gonna look at some cool magic weapons. Our wonderful, fantastic guests are going to talk about magic weapons that they love. I'm going to talk about magic weapons I love. There's going to be a lot of love about magic weapons. It'll be great. So, without further ado, let's tell you about Neverending really, really quick. My team and I are building a web app where you'll be able to create amazing animations and tell amazing stories. Essentially, we want it to be so that you can create a cartoon version of you, or really any kind of character, or a whole cast of characters. You'll add those characters to custom scenes that you build from our library of backgrounds, props, and creatures, and with a few clicks, turn those into a webcomic or add animations to create amazing animated videos starring you and your friends. So that's fantastic. We're super excited. Yes, Dave will be starring there. Aki will be starring there. Sebastian. Everybody's going to be able to create amazing stories. Right now, you can go to beneverending.app and you can create cool 2D character art like you saw in the video just a few moments before. You can use those for cool character portraits or quickly and easily turn them into tokens. And you can roll up fun NPCs, you can write up your backstory, and you can check out and even favorite characters that other people have created. So that's about us. And for now, I'm going to kick it over to Aki to introduce themselves and then take it away.
I just want to ask really fast, does somebody have the stream up unmuted, because we're getting feedback on the sound and it's like a little bit distracting for me. I have some audio processing issues, and so yeah, just
let's double check on that.
It was me. My own fault. I did it. Hi, everybody. I am Aki. I had the stream up on my computer without realizing it, and I could hear it, and it was like, what's going on? I fixed it. It's cool. Hi, everybody. I'm Aki. It's really, thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this. I'm really excited to talk about magical weapons and all the awesome things that they do and can do for your characters when you pick them up. You probably seen me around on the internet here and there doing other streams. I mostly do a lot of professional tabletop RPG work. And as you can see, I often keep my Twitch closed so that things that like what just happened don't happen again. But you know what? Mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect.
Literally lol. Literally lol. Dave.
Hello. And yeah, echoing Aki, thank you so much for having me. I've probably fallen out of relevance entirely after not streaming for 6 months, but maybe some people still remember me. Dave Human, and I likewise do the actual play type stuff. In fact, some of you may well remember Aki and I being on a bunch of streams together. Yeah, looking forward to it. Done some homework. Tried to remember the names of all the stuff. Yeah. Cry, but maybe someday. Yeah, magic items, love it, love making them. Gonna love talking about them.
Well, then this is gonna be a perfect stream for you. Sebastian, last but definitely not least.
Yeah, hello. I am Sebastian Yue. I am primarily a tabletop writer, designer, and editor, but I am also a performer. I like to play in live actual plays, and I'm super excited to be here to talk about magic weapons. And I have been working with Neverending in the capacity of a writer and a voice actor, and I'm so excited for that project too. And thank you so much for having me. This is going to be great. I have many, many thoughts, many, many feelings. Can't wait to chat with all you great people.
Wonderful. And we love an active chat, so please, everyone, feel free to like chat with us. So also, I want to say what up back to Jess's Pond, because you're one of our first people chatting, so thank you. We definitely love to hear from you all. And if you can, tweet out about us. Let people know that we're live and on stream right now, because this is a new stream. We need all the support we can get from you lovely, wonderful folks. And the great thing is, all right, I'm going to share this. Don't tell anybody else, okay? This is literally just between like you and me, not public knowledge at all. If this stream does well, we're going to be bringing on some amazing guest folks for awesome one-shots. So this is going to be really like tons of cool, interesting one-shots, unusual campaigns, tons of guest folks. It's going to be off the hook. But don't let anybody know. Like, we got to keep it hush hush, like super secret. So don't. But that's why we definitely need your guys' support and to be here and to like get us energized and tell all your friends. So I do want to kick us off about magic weapons. I am actually, because it's magic weapons, I don't have a magic weapon shirt, but I have a magical girl shirt. So I feel like that's kind of not the same thing at all, but it has magical in it, so maybe. And I came up with a theme song for this episode. Is anybody familiar with Built This City on Rock and Roll? Anybody?
Of course.
Yeah. So this song has nothing to do with that. It not even a little bit in common. Nothing at all. They're completely separate. My lawyer said so, and I trust him for everything. Shout out to Matthew. So here we go. Are you guys ready? All right. This is really, I am kind of a professionally trained amateur with no professional training. So, and this is a big debut for me, but I just want you guys to be prepared. Yeah, perfect. We built this show on magic weapons. Woo! Yeah. Like, is that like American Idol worthy? Like, should I like America's Got Talent? You know?
It's a no from me, dog.
You know what? I had somebody else tell me that the world isn't quite ready for that sound.
Yeah. I think there's something so unique there that if you share it with too many people, it might lose its uniqueness.
That's fair. That's fair.
Like,
we'll keep it then. Yeah. No,
it's
Dave.
like adamantite ore, but it hasn't been shaped into a shield or breastplate to give you resistance to damage, you know, like.
I love it. No, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Sebastian, what about for you? Golden ticket?
Like I feel like the magic is there, but like the refinement is not yet. But you have the spark, okay? Like you have
Energy is
good.
good.
Yeah, you're a sorcerer. You know, there's magic in your blood somewhere. It just has to
maybe not come out through my voice.
Yeah,
what I think you need is a warlock patron. You've gone down the wrong path of sorcery, and what you actually need is a warlock patron. Because then you can like siphon your power off of them.
So, you know,
okay, that's
fair. I was gonna say, you know, maybe give it a couple of levels and then you can multi-class into Bard.
See, totally. I'm totally feeling Bard. I definitely, you know, I can sing like really loud, and I can sing lots of notes, like many, many notes, some of them at the same time. Not everybody can do that. And I hear from lots of people that, you know, there's almost so many notes that they can't follow. And I think that's fantastic. So, but we'll move on. we'll move on. Let's move on from my singing and into this discussion of magical weapons. So I'm gonna kick us off. I actually grabbed my DMG from the basement, which you can tell like what my campaigns are like, because this is like filled with note paper and everything. But one of my magic weapons that I love the most is actually not really that kick-ass of a magic weapon, but I love it because it was one of the first weapons that I got. I had this. So when I first played D&D, this neighbor kid across the street, like it was solo campaigns, and I had this character Fantasia Alamore, who basically I did the typical kid thing, like she can do everything and she can do it really well and she's super awesome. And she was like a thief magic user, but she could also use a long sword because, of course. And I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted to like be really cool. And one of the first things that I got was, hold on. Oh, I'm gonna show it right here. Flame Tongue, which is not really that badass. I mean, you use a bonus action to speak the magic sword's command word, causing flames to erupt from the blade. Flames shed bright light in a 40-foot radius, dim light for an additional 40 feet. While the sword is ablaze, it deals an extra 2d6 fire damage to any target it hits. The flames last until you use a bonus action to speak the command word again, or until you drop or sheath the sword. But I don't know, I love it. It's a fire sword.
It's very cute.
Yeah, I mean,
cute. I love Dave's
cool.
Dave's like, that's cute. That's cute. We're going to talk about cool magic weapons when it gets to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with your basic standard like starter weapon. I think that the one cool thing that D&D in particular does is like make the starter weapons, quote unquote, feel cool enough that like your little baby character has some badassery going on. Because
go ahead.
No, I was done.
I was just going to say with the big thing is the 2d6 fire damage. When I was first playing, it was like 1d6 or something. But 2d6, that's a lot of damage. It's just that a lot of creatures are like resistant to fire. It's like one of the most common resistances. But we got somebody saying bracers of defense is up there. I don't know if that counts as a magic weapon, but bracers of defense are pretty sweet. And if you're like a monk with flying fists, then in many ways, that's all you need are really great bracers of defense. So somebody else jump in with a magic weapon that you like. I know Sebastian has one that they love.
I do. Okay, so like I really, really love the tentacle rod. Not only just because I like tentacles in general as a theme, like they're just really cool, but also this item actually, and also like it's not necessarily a starter weapon, and it's also actually like coincidentally the same rarity as the flame tongue. So, like it doesn't have to be like a starter weapon. I just really like that if you manage to hit a creature with all three of the tentacles, it comes with some pretty serious debuffs to them, and it's actually like it can give you like a pretty huge tactical advantage. So if you hit a target with all three tentacles, the target has to make, very good, thank you for showing that, a DC 15 con saving throw. And if they fail, like they get their speed halved, they get disadvantage on dex saving throws, and they can't use reactions for a minute. And they can either take an action or a bonus action, but not both. Like this is a seriously useful thing to have. And if you can manage to hit a creature with all three of them, then you get a huge leg up in terms of your next your next action in terms of damaging them. It can help your allies. It's a really good weapon. Yeah.
That's some serious battlefield control, which I love. I love it. It moves things just from straight damage to like, how do you tactically control the battlefield? How do you're still doing damage, but you're really kind of setting up your friends and allies, to do really great. Like suddenly nobody has to take a disengage action. They can just kind of start moving around because this whoever you hit doesn't have reactions, you said, right?
Yes, they don't, they can't take reactions. And if you hit them with all three of them, then that does amount to like 3d6. So it can actually, it does do some damage, and it's just a super useful item to have, and also just
No
like as
counterspell.
and as you showed, it just looks really cool. It's literally 3 tentacles. Like it's like hey and you just slap him in the face with tentacles, and I just think that's funny. Like it's a great weapon for many reasons.
There's no great against a wizard because no counterspell. Then they're not throwing counterspell. Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, like the wizard is just like, like you're attacking me with tentacles. I am powerless to stop this. I mean, how could this happen?
There's some synergy with the magical girl shirt, but
I think
probably not that kind of stream. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Listen, it's not like we weren't all thinking about it to some degree. You bring up tentacles around a bunch of nerds.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, me neither. It's just a weird thing.
As I fix my crazy hair.
Yeah.
But moving on, I guess I'll talk really quick about my favorite weapon, which isn't actually like a singular weapon. It is more of an effect that you can put on a weapon, any weapon, and it is the of warning. Anything of warning. So longsword of warning, dagger of warning. I'm not entirely sure it's in the DMG, but it is something you can find over on D&D Beyond, or I believe like on Roll20 or any other place. But it's basically a weapon that you can like, that will give you advantage on initiative. You can't be surprised, even if you're asleep, but basically it keeps you from, getting got. And like that advantage in initiative, especially if you don't have the highest dex, or if you're just like, kind of a lower grade character, is like super helpful. I always put of warning weapons on my characters when they're first starting out, because I like having that advantage on initiative, and I like that I can't be surprise attacked. So
that's huge.
It's not any specific weapon so much as an effect that can be put on a weapon that I really like. So it's simple, but it's super elegant. And because I play a lot of characters that tend to be low dex, it's super helpful for me. It's really, really great if you're not playing something that's like a rogue, or a rogue with that weapon though.
Yeah,
they already have like ridiculous initiative,
especially like if they're an assassin, because anyone that they strike, if they haven't gone yet, it's like an automatic critical, and if they're surprised, then it's like some other crazy thingamabopper.
Yeah, I just like the idea of being able to neutralize surprise attacks, because
those suck. Because those
they suck a lot, but they can be really tough if when you're just starting out. So especially when you're real squishy and tiny.
It's such an interesting effect, because it kind of informs your GM, right, of what kinds of things you're interested in and not interested in. And it does a great job, since it's so accessible early.
So that is.
Yeah, because it's a common. It's not a common. I think it's like an uncommon one. Uncommon, but it's not like. So if you're starting off at like maybe level 3 or whatever, and your DM is like, you can grab one uncommon thing. You're like, something of warning. Here it goes, right here. But it's like, but I think it also, to your point, Dave, is just like it informs the GM what you're interested in. And if you're getting something that's like, you can't surprise attack me, then of course your DM is going to be like, oh, but I'm going to surprise attack you guys all the time, just so that like, you get to use this cool, you get to use this cool aspect of your weapon.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing, old school D&D. I think there was often sometimes a more almost adversarial relationship, because the game was set up that way. Like, it was set up so you could like die super easy. It was really hard to level up. It took tons of experience, although some of that experience was like based on gold. By the way, this is not an edition wars, but whatever. The reality
I had the chance to play AD&D, and man, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, game.
So much math.
So much.
And when you use some of the rules about like which how certain weapons against certain armor. But but anyways, it used to be like that was almost a signal for your DM to not do surprise anymore. And you'd be like, but I just got this great cool thing. They'd be like, yeah, but
it's no more fun for me anymore. And it's just like, I'm the only one who has one. You can still surprise attack the rest of the group.
Right. But now we try to focus on the fact that, I think all of us have learned, or realize how much the storytelling aspect is fun and how fun it is for everybody to be able to use their best abilities. So I dig that.
Yeah.
Dave, do you got something for us?
I came up with a couple. I didn't know if we were doing 5e exclusively. So I came up with one for that, but there are a bunch of stuff in Pathfinder 2nd that I really love as well.
If there are things from we have to end the stream. If there are other, it
okay.
Structs.
I realized I hadn't asked.
Talk about whatever
everybody was saying, like 5e stuff. But my favorite 5e weapon, I think, has to be the Holy Avenger, because it's so unique. As far as I know, as far as I know, outside of specific artifacts, it's the only weapon that you have to be a paladin to use.
The funny thing is, I just
you have
want
to be a specific type of paladin.
Yeah, you have to be like a good paladin. And the funny thing is I love the Holy Avenger. I don't think I've ever played a paladin. I think it's the coolest weapon ever, but I've never played a paladin. So I've never had the opportunity to use it. I just love the idea.
I've had a level 20 paladin who earned the Holy Avenger by that point.
I had a paladin who had a Holy Avenger but couldn't use it because they were lawful evil. So they could use it, but they couldn't use all of its abilities, basically.
No, I think it's super cool because it has that, specificity in being equipped. But then the mechanics reflect what a paladin should be like. Mm-hmm. It has the aura to protect your friends.
Yeah.
Of course, it just enhances the kind of flavor that you've already built up with the class. So that's, I think, my favorite 5e weapon, definitely.
I just remember the old D&D image of the paladin in hell with the Holy Avenger and fighting all of the demons and stuff, and back in the 80s. Eek. But that was just such an iconic, and it was such. I mean, the art wasn't bad. It was just a very different style than today, But yeah. So this is potentially. Well, wait. Does anybody have any other magic weapons that they're burning to talk about?
Burning, yes. That was my second one. They recently introduced in Pathfinder 2nd with the gun stuff. You've got your basic muskets and flintlock type stuff, but there are also a branch of guns which are beast weapons, and essentially the flamethrower variant, rather than using napalm and fuel and all that stuff, it's a Drake rifle, and they have taken the the gland and the neck kind of part out of a dragon and repurposed it so you affect the dragon's fire as if it was still alive by repurposing it into a gun. So you shoot dragon fire out of a gun.
They remove the neck and the glands and they kill the dragon?
That's metal as hell. I love that.
It's super awesome. There are a couple more like that, breath blasters and petrification cannons that use eyes and stuff. Those are super cool.
Those are some artificer's dreams, and also nightmare fuel. I'm sorry, basilisk eyes on a gun is just a little.
Getting basilisk eyes as your bullets.
Yep, there's a tentacle cannon as well. That.
Oh yeah, okay. Now I'm interested. Give me that.
Passion's tentacle cannon.
Yes, seriously.
That's so awesome.
Wait, so the tentacle is the cannon, or the cannon shoots tentacles, or both?
It uses components from them, and then it shoots out, I think it's 5-barreled handheld cannon with each made from a hollowed out tentacle. And you can use it rather than shooting it, you can take one of the barrels and extend it out like a normal tentacle, so you can go and grab somebody as well because it's closer range,
Ah,
and then shoot
that's
them.
useful.
Yep. Grab
Pretty
them,
cool.
and then they're in close range. You just...
I like that, and I didn't know about it, so thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to send us links to that later, or if you put it up in the thing in the chat as well. I'm sure people would love to check it out. And on that
I'm
note,
not verified.
Oh, you're not? Oh,
No, not on your channel. They've changed the rules. It's been so long since I streamed. You have to do a thing with your phone.
That's a pain. I'm sorry. Well, I think with ours, I think anybody can chat in ours, right? Ashley, yes, no.
No,
There's
it's verified
Batgirl.
only. Chat,
There's
isn't
that
it?
girl on me.
I was halfway through the process.
Oh, I guess that
Okay.
makes sense because we
I
don't.
checked it in the Zoom anyway.
All right. Sweet. Ashley's going to I'm going to pull up this. So we're going to kind of switch gears now. Instead of just talking about our favorite weapons, we're going to actually look at some magic weapons people have designed. So we're running a really cool magic weapon card contest on Unearthed Arcana. With our app, you can select from a bunch of weapons, weapon images that our illustrators created. And so we turned 193 of these, I don't know why 193, into cards. And we invited folks from Unearthed Arcana to write descriptions for these and share the images. And we obviously, turn this into a contest because that makes it much more fun. But the winner of the contest, it ends February 14th. We announce the winner February 18th. The winner, the first place person based on upvotes, gets the 3-book D&D Rules Expansion gift set, which has Mordenkainen's Monsters of the Multiverse, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and Xanathar's Guide. So it's pretty cool because that's like $170, right?
David's
Am I
like,
allowed to
hi.
enter? Am I allowed to enter?
Yes,
That's
because
still
it's
okay.
based on upvotes. We have no control over. So yes, anybody can enter. People should enter. Second and third place also get a D&D book of their choice, a 5e D&D book of their choice, up to $49.99. So it's pretty cool. Like, especially because there's 3 chances to win. Although the best prize is obviously the first prize because it's $3. And it's one of those things that, like, we were like, well, what should we do? And we were like, well, it should be something that people would want, but wouldn't necessarily buy for themselves, And that seemed like a big thing. Shout out to the our Unearthed Arcana mods, because it was their idea to do that. They were like, well, this might be cool. And I was like, yes. All right. So I'm gonna pull up this this first magic weapon. We're gonna just kind of go through these. I sent out a list to you guys, so if there are any that you really want to check out, we can do that. Ashley, if you want to pull that up from my screen share, that'd be fantastic. And I'll tell you guys why I love. Actually, Sebastian should love this one too. It won't be just. So, oh, wait, my bad. There we go. It was like in picture. Can you zoom this in a little bit so that it's more just the card? I'm sorry, or just the post with a little bit less of the join, create post stuff. Ashley is amazing. I would not be able to do this like on my own at all. So Chaotic Tiefling Productions, big thumbs up. Thank you guys. You guys should all like.
I think if you actually click on the image, it'll pop out into its own window, and then it will be just the image.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, Ashley.
No. I'll go back. This is perfect because I'm going to come back to this a bunch of times. So this thing is so cool. I'm going to say the name wrong, but I think it's Murph Staff. What I love about this is that this little octopus dude or dudette, this little octopus.
Octopus friend.
Yes, it comes to life. And if you're mean, it's like, I'm out of here. Screw you guys, I'm out of here. I just think it's super cute. This is one of the first ones that was posted, and
This is a great druid weapon. I'm just gonna say that like right off the top. It's a great druid or wizard weapon. The end.
Yeah. And you can hold your breath underwater, or you can breathe underwater as easily as air. You're unharmed by cold. You got a swim speed. It inflicts bludgeoning or piercing damage, and it can be used as a spellcasting focus. I mean, it's a lot of minor magical effects, but you know, it's pretty cool. Plus, Blurt Murph.
I really like the last section of just, you know, it's a living magic weapon. There's a creature. Creature's allowed to just say like, no, I don't like you anymore. Which is really cute. Just
he has a lot of agency.
The creature.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I like it. It integrates a lot of really cool, flavorful stuff that makes sense also mechanically. Yeah. I really like that. Also, yes, as you said, you know, Blurt Murph is just really, really fun to say.
No, and it's an octopus. I think so. Cephalopods are so cool because they're so smart, and it'd be cool to have an octopus friend.
Yeah, and I think that it enhances like the already existing option of the octopus familiar, just because like the familiars are mostly there just for like, I guess, flavor, although they can be useful in the sense that they can take the help action and they can deliver spells for you. But I like that this one actually grants you additional abilities, and honestly, I would love this for my wizard who currently has an octopus familiar, because it would just kind of take that to the next kind of level. So I really like that weapon.
100%.
I feel like maybe you like tentacles.
Yes.
A little bit,
I'm so
I feel
sorry.
like
if I'd realized how much of a passion that was, I wouldn't have made that joke. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I think that's just kind of something that kind of comes with it. You know, it comes with the whole package. If I say I like tentacles, people are going to be like, oh, and I'm like, whatever you like. Sure.
Sebastian's like, I don't have time for your silly.
I don't really mind that much. But yeah, actually, like right now I'm wearing like a tentacle ring. I don't really know if you can see it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That is
pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
So
by the way,
yes, I do like tentacles.
As well. From Dark Souls rings.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I play a character whose warlock patron is basically a giant octopus who's bent on destroying the world. So, you know.
Honestly, that's valid.
That's very valid.
Yeah.
Are any of you aware of witch familiars in Pathfinder? How those work?
No.
They're a lot more involved, maybe, than the 5e ones, in as much as they are actually the creatures that have the magic power in the relationship. They're the conduits between you and your patron. So, like, if your cat familiar is not around, you can't cast your magic. And if you want to learn new spells through scrolls, you feed them and the familiar eats them. I just love that so much, and I want it to be a thing in every system.
That's
like, all right, here you go. Here's a magic missile. And you're like,
it's a magic missile.
Om nom nom, tasty missile.
That's
no.
The by the way, just on that earlier one of the things really cool. So Sebastian, you brought up about the help action. Imagine that for rogues. Like, you need to have advantage, like, to get your sneak attack in most cases. And so having a familiar that can automatically grant you advantage because they're using the help action, that's an every round sneak attack. No worries about setting somebody up, like making sure you're set up. Like, yeah, super cool. So this next one is the Staff of
Amir?
Yes. Which I realized, I don't think that they... No, hold up. Oh, somebody didn't post the image with it. That's a shame. Oh, but you know what? That's okay. We're still gonna check this out. I did not really read this. I think I can zoom in, right? Hold on.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is really long. Is it terrible that I don't want to?
No, it's fine. I've read through this one already. This is another one that I feel like it's a really good one for like any class that actually carries a staff. So it'd be good for like a druid, it'd be good for a wizard, it would be really good for a monk. I think actually this staff would be dope for a monk. But it has things like lightning ray, thunder strike, Wrath of the Storm.
Yeah, that
it's
8d8 thunder damage, well, 10d8 lightning damage and 8d8 thunder damage is a lot. That's like game changing. But I think they listed this one as either legendary or artifact. I think this is it needs some like downsides to be an artifact, I think. But it's pretty
it's pretty dope.
It's pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah, this is sweet.
Yeah. It's definitely powerful.
Yeah, I also like to see people kind of taking a crack at designing like high level, very powerful items, just because those don't tend to show up very often, and so there aren't as many of them necessarily. And I just kind of like things can get absolutely broken at higher levels, and I really appreciate someone thinking like, how would like a very high level character use that? And I just think it's really cool from like a design perspective.
Well, I think that at that point, if you've made it to level 20, you get to have the broken stuff.
Yeah, you absolutely deserve that. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I think look how I'm learning. I'm learning how to use my computer.
That said, this next weapon that you just pulled up has to be like the most fun thing I've ever seen.
Right?
I think it's so much fun.
Yes, because it makes a squeaky sound, and when they hit, they have to save or they get like Tasha's hideous laughter.
And they have disadvantage on the save just as well. So
yeah.
Are you serious? I didn't even.
Yeah, the creature has disadvantage on the saving throw.
This is actually really great. This is
fantastic. Freaking hilarious. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, this is super fun. There's a lot of fun, like and also it just reminds me of Harley Quinn. And who doesn't love Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah.
Like I would bring go ahead.
They're in Japan, they have like this game that they play with like a squeaky hammers. Like if you screw up, they bop you with the squeaky hammer, and it just made me think of that. And I was like, so yeah.
That's fantastic. What's funny is this it doesn't state that. I'm assuming that it just does the same damage as like a maul, but because it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a +1 maul, so yes.
Oh. Wow, I'm gonna blame the fact that I did not even on the fact that I've only had one giant cup of coffee and not quite enough sleep over this past week. Let us see what else is there. Oh, this is another artifact level one we're about to pull up.
Ooh,
this one's awesome.
Also, I just love our weapon card images.
I was gonna say, yeah, I love the art for these. It's really, really beautiful, and I think that people have really kind of taken the appearance of the weapons and kind of really integrated that into the design in lots of really cool ways. So I think you picked some really good images that have they can spark the inspiration a lot.
Thank you. Well, thank you to our illustrators. They are phenomenal, and 99% of these were created by Jeff Santos, who is one of our senior illustrators. He's fantastic. And I love these names: Fornlang, Blade of Winter.
This is the blade that you want to have as your big prize at the end of a Rime of the Frost Maiden campaign.
Ooh, yeah.
If we hadn't TPK to Oral.
Don't want to talk about it. Don't ever want to talk about that game.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I also do love these kind of dormant, awakened, exalted mechanics. I think anything that can grow with your character is great, and I'd love to just see that in more magic items, because you get attached to your stuff and you don't just want to toss it away. I kind of want to.
Weapons that grow with the player are always a lot of fun, and ever since this specific mechanic was kind of introduced through the vestiges, I just love that it's kind of expanded out into sort of the rest of the D&D world, because if you get a cool ass weapon and you don't want to get rid of it, this is a great way to make sure that weapon always stays relevant to your character.
Yeah, it's a secondary source of character growth is always really awesome, and it lets you tie it to the setting so well as well. Martial classes are always hugely appreciative of these, because sometimes it gets a little bit samey, attacking every round.
Yeah. If
you're attached to the thing that you're attacking with, that's awesome. So I love artifacts for that same reason, for sure.
Really love sentient weapons.
This one is really hard to read. We're gonna have to. I can't get it on the screen really well. It is kind of it has a cool name, but it's a very rare weapon. They get a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it.
Nice.
When rolling a natural 1 on an attack roll, the weapon consumes 1 evil charge. If 3 or more charges are consumed within the same day, the weapon will take possession of its owner, causing them to attack to death anyone present at random, including themselves. Oh my gosh.
That's metal.
That's very metal. And there's no save. It's just...
I think someone's missing a curse tag on this. This is a cursed weapon.
100% a cursed weapon. This is what you introduce to your party when they're just way too nice and they need to have some conflict introduced into the group a little bit. It's just like, or I'm gonna have to tell y'all about how my DM decided to give my absolute gremlin, like garbage can group a wand of Orcus. Just like,
Hard times why you do this.
Right now it is hidden away so that nobody can get to it.
Fantastic. Hold on, I'm gonna close some of these windows that I have open now, and pull up the next one. The other thing, I think you could use this pretty well with, oh, this next one is cute. If they're too kind of murder hobo, you're like, okay, you know, you're gonna murder people. Well, now I'm gonna give you a reason to murder people, and you might murder your own party. Oh shoot!
It's a very good one for like a paladin who's like going through some sort of fall of grace arc. Like, it would be really good for a barbarian or a paladin.
Blackguard, as they used to be called.
Oh, I'm sorry. Poor Ashley is dealing with my not. she's probably trying to resize windows as I jump from window to window. Hold on.
We appreciate and love Ashley. If you want to show your appreciation for Ashley, you should go and follow her on Twitter, because she's awesome. And
you guys should follow and Chaotic Playing.
Yeah.
Please
show your support for our really awesome and amazing producer.
Please. So this is kind of cool because it's one of those things where it just looks really simple, but it Sebastian, you should like this because basically if you hit them, you can activate it and then they're pinned in place for minutes.
Yeah, I love weapons that kind of come with super useful debuffs. So, and I also think that I like that they've kind of taken that idea of the simple appearance, and I like deceptive weapons that are just oh, I'm going to attack you with this. It's just a knife or something, and then that's a kind of fun role playing moment when the boss can be like, oh, ha ha, that's a puny weapon or whatever, and then it can be like, ha ha, I hit you, and now you're stuck. I just feel like that would be a really satisfying character moment and just a lot of fun for that table. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, 100%. And it's cool. I mean, it's not overpowered because you use it once and then you can't use it until the next dawn.
Yeah, so, it's good for balance and pacing. Because otherwise I would just use it every single fight if I get into 3 fights a day or whatever. Yeah.
And it's got a really interesting thing because you get a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the weapon. But if you're proficient with the dagger, which I think everybody is, so that's kind of a weird thing, you add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attacks you make with it, which means it's I
think this makes this a particularly nasty weapon for a rogue to wield.
Yeah.
It's actually just syntax at the end. All weapons technically should have that. They're magic weapons, just that bit at the end. Just to cover bases. I think you're right.
I don't know if their intention is that it's basically double your proficiency bonus because you have your attack roll bonus and then is it saying that you add your proficiency bonus on top of that?
No, it just reinforces the tag of what kind of weapon it is. Because it won't say weapon brackets dagger. Sometimes they'll leave that. There's a bunch of syntax that some of these have bothered with, some haven't.
Well, I thought that if you're already adding your +6, proficiency bonus, like you're adding it again, and I was like,
You
that
could-
is crazy. Like that
You
would
could put that you had expertise with it, because that's the
Yeah.
other rogue mechanic for doubling the proficiency, which I've not actually seen anyone do.
Technically.
Probably
Yeah,
because it's
I mean,
super overpowered.
Yeah, it's also because like it's technically like it tends to be more aligned with like a class feature or an additional feature that you could otherwise or get. I think that certain like races will have them as well if you're still kind of using that. So it would be an unusual but very interesting and very like as you said, very overpowered feature for a weapon to come with.
this
They go up to
actually-
+3, but you're going to get a +6.
Yeah,
Compared to
it can be a
stuff at high
lot.
level, like,
you would hit all the time. You would hit all the
Yeah.
time.
I feel like if you wanted to do that, you could you could say that you added the proficiency bonus to the damage, and then like that would be a kind
That
of
would
nice
be
addition.
sweet, especially for like a dagger, which is 1d4. That could
Yeah, so that could actually be nice.
Yeah. This next one is actually one of my favorite that has been posted because it's super simple and direct. But it's like nice. Like it's really useful. It's just really simple, clean, elegant, but it's fantastic. Like I want to give this to a blade lock, you know? So that way
I would give this to a bard.
or a bard, yeah. Which
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they
well,
have to
definitely
really
a
make
bard.
that decision between are they spellcasting or are they attacking? You know, but this gives them that kind of player.
Honestly, College of
Skills.
College of Swords Bard would have a lot of fun with that.
You being able to use their charisma bonus on this
Yeah.
would be like
Very good.
Or a blade or a
Blade
blade.
Singer Wizard.
mhm.
Yeah. Oh, this would be sweet. This would be sweet. And I think it's fair. Like it requires attunement. You know, it only has a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. So, and you use that chosen modifier for attack and damage rolls. Like this is a really
Nice.
sweet.
I think what I like about this is that this has the same sort of flavoring that like the of warning weapons have. It's because you could do this not just on a blade. You could probably put this on any kind of weapon and have the same sort of flexibility so that like people could sort of flavor it to their specific characters like weapon style.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the of versatility because that means it could maybe get stuck on other weapons.
Yeah, tentacle rod of versatility. It's perfect.
The really interesting thing though is, while it's really cool flavorfully, I don't necessarily know that there are many instances by the time you're getting very rare items that you wouldn't cast a cantrip instead.
Like
That's my
booming
only
blade.
concern, right? Because that's always going to do more than D8 +1 plus.
Yeah, but
charisma,
don't you-
probably.
Yeah, because the cantrip dice will scale with your level, so that does make sense.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where it's like maybe the balance there is like how much damage it does.
The likelihood of hitting, which I guess you have that same issue with with the cantrip. Your cantrip is going to use whatever.
Yeah, it'll be like at least 2 or 3 damage dice. It
Yeah.
is really cool, and I'd love to see a way to make it kind of scale with the depth into which you get very rare stuff, which tends to be like your 2nd or 3rd tier, looking at like level 6+.
Well, I think you could just bring it down from very rare. I don't think it has to be a very rare weapon. I don't know if it's so powerful that it needs that. Like you could bring this down to.
Oh, Lexi makes a really good point in chat, actually. For things with magic resistance, this is actually really useful, which I didn't consider, and that's
Yeah.
a really good point.
100%. 100%. All right, let's see. Let's see what else we have. And so we're deliberately going in the where's the image for this one? Hold on.
There is no image for it.
Oh, well that makes me sad. And it's not. Wait. Yeah, you're right. Well, you know
I think
what?
they might have attempted to attach the image with the link, but unfortunately, the link
Yeah, it
doesn't seem
didn't.
to work. So,
Oh yeah, not
But
formatted
it is
correctly.
another very rare.
but also to their credit, the person who posted this, it was their very first time ever posting to Reddit. So,
Oh,
We brought somebody to Reddit. That's fantastic. And I love the lore with this though. This is last known act of creation by the Lost Goddess. Dusatur. I can never pronounce anything.
I mean, Dusatur is probably about as close to the actual pronunciation I think as you're gonna get. So
this is a world building thing. This
I know.
person's written it as part of like a world that they've created, which is again super cool.
Yeah.
I know. I love this just for that, not even for any of the mechanics. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can probably tell from the Dark Souls stuff, having items that inform or the history or whatever, or expand upon bits that you've got that aren't just like an info dump necessarily because they're on a stick, are incredibly cool.
it is a very cool weapon though. Like reading through the actual mechanics of it, it's pretty dope.
And I love that it can act as a holy symbol. I just think that's really cool. I like that stuff.
We love a good weapon for a cleric.
Right? All right, we're going to move on to another one. Oh, this one has a lot of votes. Hold up. And I also love the image for this. Look at that.
Ooh.
That's a great name. Hellish Extradition. I'm just like, yes. This is really cool.
+3 to spell attack rolls and spell safeties. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, give me that. Honestly, as someone who has never actually played a martial class main,
right? And what's sweet is this is an artifact that doesn't have like pages of text and abilities. It's really
I love it. If you roll a critical hit on the melee attack, the creature is trapped in the 9 hells for 666 years and cannot be returned to another plane of existence. I love it.
666.
It's just a lovely little bit of like,
Yeah.
it's so, the details. So much fun. This
Did you read that downside? If you don't roll a critical hit, the trapped enemies are freed on the next full moon and appear in front of you fully. Oh
yeah, so then they're like they can come back and take revenge. I also think that's that's excellent for story purposes. It's like, wow, actions have consequences.
Like you tried it.
Yeah.
This is sweet. Plus, again, I'm just gonna say I love this image. Like some of these stabs, I'm just
beautiful.
I can fanboy over them.
It's tiptoeing the line as well of being lore relevant for Forgotten Realms, but not so deep into it that you couldn't use it in your own world, which is a really nice line to try and walk, because it's got the mass appeal of the world everybody knows, but also there are demons everywhere, demons and devils everywhere, so that's really cool.
By the way, I'm gonna just pull up Twitch on my phone because I feel like we're not chatting back with. Does anti-magic overpower magic weapons in 5e? I just want to jump back into the chat for 1 second. That was
about the versatile blade. Yeah.
Oh, that was what you were talking about, right? Yeah. Okay. Let me pull up this next one. The growing hammer. This in this case, hold on. The card is not going to come up because my computer is really slow now. I have too many windows open.
Too many tabs.
Per normal.
Many tabs.
Right. Hold on. Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. We well, hold on. Then instead of this, are there any for folks who have kind of already gone through some of the weapons and stuff? Are there ones that have stood out for you guys? Yes, I can go to it if you name it. I can.
The Staff of the Sun and Moon.
I was gonna pick that.
I was also gonna pick that. I just
I love it.
The Kismet. Well, I feel like the Staff of the Sun and the Moon is just a trans mood.
It just is a trans mood. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I feel as though we have reached a moment of Kismet where we all. Yes, I'm very proud of us. We did it. We can close out on something we all agree is super cool.
Yeah.
I love this staff. It is beautiful. I love the fact that it has 2 different forms. I love the fact that it like does really, really cool stuff. Like it's just a very cool staff. It's very cool.
It's a very magical girl staff as well to play
Yep.
to Jamie's shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is very much the magical girl staff
I
for
did not
sure.
know that this was gonna come up. It just kind of moments of kismet.
You know,
And
yeah,
yet, like,
you manifested it.
I'm getting ready to build a moon domain cleric here very soon, and I would love this staff on them so much. I would love this staff on them. It would be super cool.
Would they ever use the solar form?
It would be interesting to see that juxtaposition.
Yeah, that would be some really interesting, like, kind of character development and character exploration.
Yeah.
And I do love the fact that, you know, there are different powers for these, you know. I mean, this is very powerful, but but it's not crazy. I mean, Aura of Life, Cure Wounds, Dawn, Daylight, Fireball.
They've done a great job of, again, being like very rare. It's supposed to start appearing at a certain level. The spell level, off the top of my head, I want to say it's maxing out at 4th level.
Yeah, I think so. That's
3rd or 4th, which is like a really good sweet spot again.
Yeah.
I think it basically matches the number of charges that you use to expel one of the uses. I think matches the level of the spell.
Oh, so it does.
So I
Dawn,
think
5
it does
charges.
actually
Dream
max out at 4.
So no, 5, because
5. There, yeah.
Dawn
Dream
and
is a
Dream.
5th level spell.
yeah.
Oh, capping it with Dawn and Dream as like the solar and lunar thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's very
oh.
big brain.
Very,
Oh.
very cool.
Someone here is getting 3 D&D books.
I mean, it is 94%. It is 94% upvoted. I have a feeling that a lot of people agree that this is a dope weapon.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Well, this is cool. I'm gonna take us off. Let's take us back. Ashley, you can take us off this share. Oh, I can just stop sharing. I can do that too. Ta-da. Wait, I should have waited until Ashley.
Just ready for you. You know what, Jamie? Poe Buddy's nerfed.
This has been a fantastic stream, you guys. I hope you agree. I have loved having you 3 on. Your energy is fantastic. You're all brilliant. You're all great. I hope that we can bring you back again. I hope it was a great stream for you and you would come back again.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know,
Oh, this is
like
awesome.
putting you on the spot. Like, how bad it would it be? Like, no.
No, this was
I
a
heard
lot
you
of fun.
say-
Yeah,
I heard you saying we're never coming back.
it was great. It was great. I had a fun time.
Yeah.
I love this sort of thing.
This was great. I will say, oh, gay minds think alike in chat. That's
It's
fantastic.
true.
Preach. Yes. I would say I would love for folks to shoot us ideas of what you'd like us to stream about and who we should have on as guests. This is D8 for inspiration, is guest streamer focused. So if there are folks that you would like to see stream for 45 minutes to an hour, we would love to have them on. These are paid streaming, opportunities because we believe that people's time is valuable. And even though we don't have tons of money by any means, we want to compensate people. So, and we want to have great people on. So tell us who should come on. Tell us what you want to hear us talk about. And we will make that happen. So for now, hey, Ashley, can you close us out with one of those cool videos maybe?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. We had a good time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hello. I am Sebastian Yue. You can find me on Twitter at Sebastian Yue, just like my whole name, but like as one word. I'm pretty active over there. And then my Twitter has links to like everything else that I'm doing in various places. My games for 5e can be found on the DMs Guild. And I also publish my own games to my itch. So please check it out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for having me. This has been great. Cool.
Dave, what about you? Where can we find you online?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter. That's Dave_the_human.
Yep.
At the moment, it's mostly just, like retweeting wholesome memes posts. Pretty much it, and complaining about or yelling about every Demon Slayer episode as it comes out.
Nice.
Watch it. Watch that instead of me. If you're going to watch anything, watch Demon Slayer.
It is really good. It is really good. Aki.
Hi, everybody. I'm Aki. You can find me on Twitter at MixGenie_in_a_bottle. That's MXGINIINABOTTLE. And you can find my entire streaming schedule over on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HidariAki. That's SHIDAREAKI.
Wonderful. And folks, we are gonna have a we're gonna have two things coming up next week for sure. One of those is going to be the wonderful Ashley Fletcher, head of Chaotic Tiefling, doing some character creation on the app, and the other is going to be a lo-fi live draw with one of our senior artists, Jeff Santos. So he'll be drawing some stuff with some lo-fi music in the background, which will be great for you guys. So pay attention to the schedule. We'll obviously tweet about that. And then we are hoping to bring together Josh Simons and some other folks on February 12th to talk a little bit more about magic weapons. We're going to review some of the magic weapons that we didn't get to, but what's really cool is we're going to talk a little bit more mechanics about like when to start bringing some of these things into the game, when they can kind of help the players, when they can kind of break the campaign and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want to tell you guys yet who the other folks are that we're talking to bring on stream, but they're great people. So stay tuned, pay attention to the schedule, and check out our socials. Follow us on Twitter especially, and Instagram and Discord now too. But we will be posting everywhere about these streams that are coming up. All right. Thanks everybody. We're gonna go out with a video. And thank you for showing up. You guys are fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know.